To the outside of the front row in the Battle Wagon Race Car Ford, power number J27 out of Calhoun, Louisiana. It's Vic Case in J27. Inside of row number 2, he's out of Canton, Texas. Aboard car number 903, you'll find Thad Royal. To the outside, your 4th starter out of Crandall, Texas in car number 7M. The Hilltop Lanes entry of Albert McCall Jr. Starting 5th inside of row number 3, he's out of Little Rock, Arkansas. The pilot of car number 16, it's Hubert Cash. Outside of him, he'll start 6th tonight in the Camus Electric number 194 car of John McCune. Inside of row number 4, starter, your 7th starter here tonight. It'll be Colton Chamberlain. Aboard car number 15, he's out of Jacksonville, Texas. Outside of him, he's out of Pitkin, Louisiana. Aboard car number 1, it'll be Blaine Nolan. Inside of row number 5, your 9th starter out of Tatum, Texas. Aboard the B&B Foods number 98X, it'll be Luke Daniels. Outside of him, just celebrated his 16th birthday last Friday night at a Red Lick, Texas. Aboard the Red Lick Racing, Pate Automotive, Roy Performance, power number 35 for RaceON Roy. Your 11th starter tonight, it's Frank the Tank, ready to throw the field in the live well out of Mansfield, Louisiana, the 4S, it's Frank Canizero. Outside of him, the $22 out of Boothill, Louisiana, that'll be Tayton Perkins. 13th starter tonight. I talked about it earlier, the grandson of Chuck Norris. That is facts, folks. He's still learning and getting better every time he sits behind the wheel. One of the nicest guys in the pits out of Dallas, Texas, it's Dante DiCioli. Outside of the next row, you'll find John Beckett. He's out of Texarkana, Texas, aboard the Boost Transmissions number 0. In the Superior Barn Grill Laser Chassis House Car, in the number 12 out of Bossier City, you'll find Bo Perry starting 15th tonight. To the outside of him, the hired gun of Ricky Ingles, number 81 car for Joe Best Motorsports. The Twin City Towing number 81 for Nashville, Arkansas racer Jace Reed. And James Chaney, he's there out of Rose Pine, Louisiana, in car number 61. And your final starter from East End, Arkansas, car number 18, is scheduled to be Jason Smotherman. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Still waiting. There's several stragglers we're waiting on to get them out here into the starting lineup. As you can see, track owner Rollo Pilkington out there on the side-by-side, having the racers roll down to that lower lane of the racetrack, but there's some additional moisture down there. Listen, folks, you must tip the cap to Bubba Jones and Rollo Pilkington. You must tip the cap to them for pushing through to have this event tonight. The infield, it looks like some guys might get stuck tonight if they venture down in there. But we're going to hope that they do not, Josh. But if they do, we hope they don't get down there. But, man, you got to tip your cap to Bubba and Rollo and all the track prep crew here, because the racetrack looks absolutely phenomenal. It really does. We had around 4 to 7 inches in different areas of the Arklatex over the last couple of days. And with all things considered, well, you got a really nice-looking racetrack right here before we drop the initial green flag on tonight's action here for the 11th Annual King of the Hill. So Marcus Caudill won this event in 2015, got out of racing, didn't race for around 7 years, race fans, 7 years. He comes out here and he was battling for the race lead and inside of the top 3 at the 30,000 to win Spring Nationals back in May. It was an impressive run for Caudill. And then he went to the Mike Parker Memorial at Texarkana. He unfortunately folded the car up, had to send it back to Justin Whitehead and Outlaw Chassis to get the frame pulled back out on it. Then Marcus returns to Texarkana for the factory stock Frenzy. Finished 3rd in that event. Some say he won the event, but some say that's just an opinion. But he's been really impressive nonetheless. So again, we are taking the top 10. Taking the top 10, folks. This is basically alphabet soup. So we're scheduled to have 18 cars. We're taking the top 10 here. And here comes RaceON Roy, the 16-year-old, in car number 35. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 11th annual King of the Hill. $10,000 hangs in the balance. We have unfinished business from a couple of weeks ago, race fans, and Marcus Cottle is going to lead us to the first green flag of the weekend. Lights are out, the guns come out, and full gospel leads us down the front boulevard for the first time tonight.
Here we go, King Marcus the first on the inside and Victor Case on the outside in J27. Here comes Thad Royal, going to take a peek down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Marcus Cottle leads the way. Case now on the inside, and Case is going to take the race lead out of turn number 4 and lead lap number 1.
Josh, all these guys know about mid-pack and throughout the tail here. They know they have to get up on the wheel, and they need to get inside of the top 10. Around goes McCall, nearly he corrals it. Oh my, he's a little sidestepped over there. As a 16 of Hubert Cash tries to get a run to his back bumper into turn number 3. McCall gives a shot in the shorts of the 903 as they roll through 3 and 4. Man, they are racing all over this racetrack right now.
How about Colton Chamberlain in the 15? He was up to 3rd there for just a moment. He started on the inside of row number 4, so he's working his way through. And you remember, in this C main, the more cars you pass, the further up you're going to start in the B features. So it's not just cars to get into the next race, it's where you're going to set up.
Every position so very valuable around the speedway tonight, as Josh just alluded to. As they work off of 4, back down the front of Boulevard. Tayton Perkins right now has the 10th and final transfer spot the last time by as he flashed underneath the ABC Auto Parts flag stand. Vic Case continues to be your race leader. The 15A of Cottle's in 2nd. Albert McCall Jr. ranks 3rd. Battle for 4th. Look out. Off of 4, the 903 of Thad Royal just fit the gap to the outside of Chamberlain. He takes over 4th. Chamberlain runs 5th. Hubert Cash, he is 6th, Josh, in car number 16.
Victor Case beginning to step out on the field in that Ford Power number J27. The 7M of McCall looking to the inside of Cottle. He'll slide up and take that 2nd spot away. So Cottle 3rd, Royal in 4th, Chamberlain 5th. You got Hubert Cash, Frank Canizaro, RaceON Roy, Luke Daniels, and Tayton Perkins in that 10th and final transfer spot for the moment.
Racetrack's got a lot of moisture in it, folks. As we have alluded to several times, this area has gotten around 4 to 7 inches of rain here in the Arklatex over the last several hours, or last 36 hours or so. As they work them back down the front of Main Street into 1, punching their ticket. The $22 of Tayton Perkins continues to own the 10th and final transfer spot. Got in a little slick stuff down on the bottom. Washed up the racetrack. The 98X of Luke Daniels continues to hold on tonight. Perkins is in 10th, Josh, but I tell you what, Bo Perry and the 1 of Nolan trying to chip away at it. Here they come.
Absolutely, those two drivers closing in on that final transfer spot as Tayton Perkins trying to put Luke Daniels on the bubble. Slides up in turn number 2, blocks the lane. Daniels has space down underneath, but not a really good run there on the inside. So Daniels now on the bubble. We're halfway.
Off of 4, back into 1. Vic Case has a nice race lead and a nice insurance policy. That equates to a 2.025 second advantage over the number 7M. How about McCall, man? He's having a really good run here, Josh. One of his best runs of his career here at Boothill in the 7M car. As the battle for the transfer spot back here. Hubert Cash is all of a sudden sliding backwards here. He's back to 8, just got a slide job thrown on him by the 22 of Perkins, and the 16th off the pace.
It's getting wild here. Hubert Cash having trouble as he tries to stay in a transfer spot. Now here comes Blaine Nolan with the 2-for-1 special. You got 4 cars going for 2 spots in the B main. And Hubert Cash, yeah, he's really got problems in that 16.
Yeah, Cortland Smith's heart is broken right now. Tough break for the 16 from Little Rock. Hubert Cash is trying to hold on to what he's got. But you can tell he's got some carburetor problems, something not right with the 16 cars. He has lost wholesale ground in real estate. As we work him off in turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Luke Daniels has the 10th and final transfer spot. I'm sorry, Bo Perry is now on the 10th and final transfer spot. That's what you have a great co-announcer for, Josh.
Yeah, Bo Perry and Blaine Nolan, they both took the 2 spots to make 9th and 10th. As we got 1 car that's a lap down, that's the 194 of John McCune. So you have to count and leave him out all the way through the field until you get to 10th place, which is that 12 of Bo Perry with 2 laps to go this next time by for Vic Case.
By the way, I was referring to you being the great co-announcer, not
trouble. Trouble on the front stretch.
Major trouble. And Bo Perry just got ran over the right side of the number 12 Laser race car. The 194 of McCune was slow and off the pace. Looks like he was trying to dash out of harm's way and may have been trying to get to the pits. And he was up on the outmost part of the racetrack, and, well, things just got really, really sketchy there.
Yeah, you had the guys in about 8th, 9th, and 10th. You know, they're racing on edge because they've got to stay in that position. So they're not looking too far ahead trying to see who's off the pace. But now Luke Daniels and Bo Perry are both going to exit stage right, and that's going to mix things up. And we're probably going to see a lot of that tonight with the inability to pull into the infield. On any other night, you might would have seen the 194 of McCune. He's off the pace. He's got a problem. He's able to get into the infield and get out of harm's way. Well, now you got to get to the outside of the track, and turn one is the only exit that you've got. And so those guys, they came up on him really, really fast. It's unfortunate, but it's really no fault of anybody's. It's just the cards we were dealt for this weekend. Again, we'd rather be here racing and complaining that we've got a muddy infield than have to scrap the event.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, we talked about off mic a little bit earlier that you may not see guys take that left and dive down to the infield considering how muddy it is, which by virtue of that could put guys in harm's way up on the racing surface. And I'm not so sure that that's what happened there, but I tell you, it didn't help things anyway. But the 194 of McCune, not sure if he's in the hot pit area or if he is headed back pit side. He is a lap down right now at this juncture in the 194. Vic Case has been out front dictating this race, kind of minding his own business. He had a 2.5 second lead at the time of the RKT signs caution flag coming out on the speedway. The 7M of Albert McCall rolls second. Marcus Cottle is third. Thad Royal having a good run in fourth. How about RaceON Roy? 16-year-old RaceON Roy started this one in 10th, and he currently rides in 5th. The 15 of Colton Chamberlain, 6th. Canizero is 7th. Tayton Perkins, 2 spots to the good. Blaine Nolan is 9th. So Bo Perry is in the hot pit area. And Bo Perry is going to come back out on the racetrack. They got the right rear shoe changed on the Superior Bar and Grill Laser Chassis house car. So that will put up a new player, though. That should put, I think, the 12 of DeCioli into the 10th and final transfer spot. Shout out Chuck Norris one more time.
Yeah, DeCioli's going to be in that 10th spot. Cheney 11th, Beckett 12th, and then the 18 of Smotherman. Luke Daniels back out on the racetrack as well as Bo Perry, but 3 laps to get into the top 10. It's going to be a tall task. I mean, it's manageable for these guys. You know, they were running in the top 10 for a reason up to that point. You got to pass a few cars to get there, and you've only got 3 laps to do it. As Vic Case is your leader. The 7M of Junior McCall out of Crandall, Texas, is going to choose the outside lane for the Texas 2-step restart. Coming up here with 3 laps to go in C main number 1.
I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Double D, Dustin Daniel, watching back in the Dallas, Texas area tonight. Saw him over at Rocket last night. He's tuned in watching live tonight right now on RaceOn.com. Shout out to Dustin Daniel there. Appreciate you, bud, tuning in, watching the King of the Hill as we're back on our way here with Vic Case leading us back to the point. Things got a little hairy there, but the 15, look out. Chamberlain just got contact from the 22 of Perkins. They'll get it iron back out into 1. Look out, Case, a little sidestep right there. Marcus Cuddles into the back bumper of him. Down the back straightaway, they look to get the crinkle ironed out. Here comes RaceON Roy, going 3 wide, entering turn number 3. Wow, the 35 just made a power move around the outside in car number 35. How do you like me now for 16-year-old RaceON Roy into 1?
RaceON Roy started in the 10th starting spot, up to 3rd now with that bold power move to the outside. Vic Case isn't done yet with Junior McCall. You got to borrow a pair of eyeballs here because you want to keep your eyes on the top spot as well as that 10th and final transfer.
Oh my goodness, you need to borrow some lunch money from somebody for all this greatness. Rolling into 1. Perkins is holding it right now into 1 on the final lap, but look out, Nolan's on the outside, the 81 back there as well. Dicing it up into 3. Albert McCall stole the race lead on the restart, and he's going to steal the checkered flag in the 7M. 35 of RaceON Roy goes 10th to 2nd. What a drive for the 16-year-old. And, oh my goodness. Dirt defender. How about that restart, folks? That was wild. Things got all kinds of wild there. How about your 10th and final transferee tonight out of Oakdale, Louisiana? Tayton Perkins will grab the 10th and final transfer spot and move on to the B main here tonight.